welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 47. It is the end of our first part season in England. After 4.5 years in Scotland, we are down south for the first time, and our Derby side are involved in a classic finish to the Championship season. After joining the club in 20th place, we've worked our way up the lead, and today we are one of 6 teams separated by just 3 points. We face another one in Fulham in the chase for the playoffs, and Middlesbrough, who have got nothing to play for in mid-table. And if we better other teams' results, we could well sneak into the playoffs. What a turnaround that would be. If you're looking forward to the drama, the brilliant end to a tense Championship season as always, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. You can find links to all the playlists, including the live stream series in the eye above. And of course, there's a link to the podcast channel too. Predominantly Championship content, match day predictions, transfer specials, manager specials, and interviews with pros as well. So please do go and check those out. There's a few Derby players over there as well. But today is all about the chase for the playoffs. It's 8th place Derby away at 9th place Fulham to start. 1 point separates us 2 teams. 3 teams behind us on 66 points. Blackburn and Sheffield Wednesday on 69 and 68. And although we've tried our best to throw it away, we've had back-to-back defeats after a good start at the club. Everyone else is losing too. Sheffield Wednesday's results are dropping like flies, and Blackburn have snuck their way up to 6th. So it's anyone's game in here, and if we beat Fulham, that's one team we're putting out the picture. But that looks easier said than done based on our form. If we go and have a look at the schedule, things were all going pretty well. You were with me as we came back to face QPR and Birmingham. We recovered well from those. Preston, we snuck a victory before the international break. Andre Gray made it a bad start for us, the former Luton and Watford man. But Morgan Whittaker and Callum Morton, the 2 heroes probably going forward since we've joined the club with the goals. A 1-1 draw away at rivals Nottingham Forest. And as it stands, this is the result costing us a playoff place. A 90th minute equaliser as Callum Morton scored but also missed a penalty. If he put that away, we would be going into this in the top 6. A 2-0 win followed against Hull though, a Jacob Hall with a brace before back-to-back defeats. 1-0 away at Stoke, a late Josh Sims goal, and 3-2 against Reading. A wild half an hour. 2 goals for Callum Morton, 3 in at the other end. Michael Obafemi, we had him over Violent in the FM20 save, but this time around, he was our nemesis. So we go into this Fulham game in pretty poor form in truth. Only 1 win in 4, 2 defeats in a row. CJ Egan-Riley has picked up a knock, and Isaac Ando is missing out for Fulham, but he's been out longer term. So it could go either way. The dynamics are starting to flail slightly, but everything else is strong. We've got Jacob Hall back from injury. We've got Jason Knight back from injury as well. But it's a very good side for Fulham. They were another one, don't forget. They had their job available. They were down in a relegation zone too. And we took Derby, or Derby offered us a job. And both of us have gone flying up the league. So their new man must have done well as well. And over the last half a season, they've clearly been in excellent form. Juan Carlos Oliva is the man who got the job. Former Luton manager on here, and Watford, and Sheffield Wednesday. And has also coached over in Spain and across Saudi Arabia too. So a very interesting career for the 60-year-old, but he seems to have done as well as us, so we've got to give him credit. This is the lineup I think we're going for today. There's a few players with heavy match duties, but we've got a week off after this, and I want to pick the best 11. Bielik's been dropped, he's been in poor form for a few games. We've got Lecco and Egan-Riley out with slight knocks. And aside from that, I think we're as strong as we can possibly be. I teetered with the idea of Samuels coming in at left back for Messina. They're very evenly rated, but Messina's been in good form. Probably the best of any player in our squad at the minute. And that means, as a result, Bulker is in goal. Not in good form, but no real good alternative. Cash and Messina the fullbacks, with Lenihan and Clark at centre-half. Pearson comes in into the holding role. He's had a few games out, with Knight alongside Bird in central midfield. And then into the attacking 3, Jacob Hall's back. He goes alongside Whittaker and Morton. And on the bench, there's game changers if we need them. Appiah, Medina, Samuels, Bielik, all different positions, all different qualities. And I'm sure we're going to need a few of them today. It's Fulham v Derby. We've hit a poor patch at the worst possible time. Now, can we recover? Can we get back into it? And can we sneak that final playoff space? Let me know in the comments down below if you think we can. No cheating. Let's get into the first game. So just 2 changes for the game today from our last defeat, and that's the return of Hall and Knight, which could be crucial. 2 of the best players. We've got a few interesting social media comments then, but we're not going to get too wound up by them. We're going to tell the lads to go out and impress us, prove why they deserve a playoff place, and we'll have our eyes like a hawk on the Sheffield Wednesday and the Blackburn games, as well as this one. Let's get into the first half, a very tight race at the top of the Championship as we head towards the playoffs. Watford have already wrapped up their bit, Wolves have basically done the same for them. But for us, this game is huge as the long ball forward is headed away. Whittaker can't get there and Mamour's got it on the right for Fulham. Into central midfield, Spalek plays a 1-2, Pickering on the right, beats his fullback to it I believe. Into Longstaff in the middle. Matty Longstaff that is, the younger of the 2 brothers. Up to Malakar but headed away. It's good defending by Clark. But we're under the pump here a bit. We're very defensive. We're very structured. It's whether Fulham can break us down. And they look like they've got the tools for it. As Spalek picks it up into Anderson. That is so easy for Lucas Anderson. 8th goal of the season with a quarter of an hour gone. It's Fulham 1, Derby 0. And we're bottling it at the very worst possible time. And here come Fulham again. It's the goal scorer Anderson picking it up in his own half. He's got a chance to go right here. He's run the length alone. Mamour's gone and we're all at sea defensively. We've lost our shape. We've got caught out. And Pickering's got a chance to cross. Back to Mamour again. Into Spalek. It's awful defending. Thankfully the header is high and wide. It's pretty poor in truth. And Fulham are rinsing us at the minute. They're all over us. But as it stands, look, the other teams are throwing it away. Blackburn are behind. Sheffield Wednesday being held. And Fulham, as it stands, are going into the top 6. And if we draw against them, it's all very tight again. We're going to tell the lads to keep it up. They've put in a good effort here. Fulham are a side expected to be up there, despite their poor start to the season. We've got the best goal difference of all the teams there, which is something to bear in mind. But if you look at it there, if we could sneak a point, it's going to be a great position to go into the playoff game on. Or the final game of the season, sorry. As Longstaff slides in Pickering, we certainly don't look like getting one. Lenihan clears it away. Fosu-Mensah will chase. Can Morton get there? He can't. O'Shea recycles it to Longstaff. Cash heads away to Bird. Here's the chance to break. Jacob Hall on the right. Been a superstar at times this season. Gets into the box. Got a chance to cross. O'Shea brings him down. And it's a penalty kick for Callum Morton. I wouldn't quite say he's consistent from the spot. But if ever there was a time for him to put one away, this is it. Callum Morton steps up against Fulham. It's into the bottom corner. The keeper goes the right way, but it is placed perfectly. And his 22nd goal of the season for the much wanted man in the transfer market. Makes it Fulham 1, Derby 1, completely against the run of play. And puts us right back into the playoff hunt. Also knocks Fulham out of 6th as Knight brings it down in the middle. From the long goal kick, we've got another chance here. Knight delivers, it dips over the keeper. And Rodak gets back to hold it. Excellent stuff since the goal. But Rodak goes long. O'Connor wins in the air. Finds Anderson, the goal scorer. He's beaten Cash. And straight like that, he's in. Balker makes an excellent save. Out for a corner kick. And we survive. I've got to say, although we're back on terms, it has looked far from convincing. Spalek's corner in. Clark heads away. Clinging on for dear life would be the appropriate expression here. Jankto gets it into midfield. Fulham keeping it well. Still dominating the play. Still dominating the territory. But it remains 1-1. And that's all that matters. As Messina's got himself a throw right up by the corner flag on the left. In towards the centre forward. Adarabi Oyo misses it. Back to Jacob Hall. The keeper's committed. And just like that, it's 2-1 to Derby. What a turnaround. What a moment. It's Fulham 1, Derby 2. And just like that, we're up to 6th. That's how tight this championship is. We have gone from 10th to 6th in 5 minutes. And Fulham have gone the opposite way. The teams in the middle doing nothing. But Fulham still look a threat. And as well as Timothy Fosu-Mensah, they've got Eze in the attacking midfield role. They've still got Tosin at the back, but Matthew Clark's doing our bit. Jason Knight in the middle to Messina. We will think about changes, but I want to see this out. Messina goes long downfield. Morton loses out. It falls for Knight. He gives it to Bird. Coming through the middle, no pressure on him. The Fulham legs look just as tired, if it's any consolation. Out to Hall on the right. Gets into the box again. Beaten to the challenge this time. Good block by the left back. Finds Jason Knight though. In towards Morton. Is he offside? He's not. How's the flag not gone up there? Callum Morton puts it in. It's Fulham 1, Derby 3. And the half-time team talk must have been stunning. We're up to 6th place. We are in the driving seat. And this is turning into a very special game. I tell you what, the expected goal suggests we deserve it. The balance of the play, the highlights we've watched suggest the opposite. But as it stands, we lead 3-1 and we head to make the changes as we try to cling on. What a result this would be. Performances mean nothing at this stage of the season. 3 points is likely to mean driving seat for the playoffs. So let's go and make the first 2 substitutions. We know they're going to be Bird and Whittaker because they're exhausted. Arvin Appiah on for Whittaker. He will be an inverted winger on support. Made an impact in that role a few times. And in midfield, Bielik will come on, Pearson into midfield as the advanced playmaker. And in fact, we'll just drop him in there as a support duty. Not getting too far forward, not getting ahead of the ball. Let's try and keep a bit of structure, a bit of discipline, and maintain our 3-1 lead. Just over 5 minutes to go. It's a Bulka goal kick. Ideally, we'd like to take Pearson off. He's knackered. Don't know if we've got a suitable replacement. As Anderson picks it up on the left, he's been a constant thorn in our side, but Matty Cash wins it off him. Excellent defending. And it's out to Jacob Hall on the right. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, he's picked up a knock. He just stopped. It must be a hamstring or something. It's a big concern. But what? He's an even bigger one. Is that in giving it away, he's led to another goal. He was standing on the touchline. Why didn't he just put it out for a throw? He just had to tap it. And it would have stayed 3-1 and he would have got treatment. And now he's put us in a bit of a pickle. With 5 minutes to go, we're hanging on. And it's the injury that's cost us. Jacob Hall off, Medina on. I think Appiah is left-footed, isn't he? Either. So let's put Medina on the left as a standard winger on support. Let's put Arvin Appiah on the right as exactly the same. The fullbacks are going to drop. They're going to be fullbacks on defend. No commitment going forward at all. Bielik is going to be an anchor man. Sit in front of that back 4. Pearson, deep line playmaker. Sit in front of that anchor man. And we'll just leave Morton up there on his own. That's all we're going to do. 5 minutes to go. The injury has cost us a goal. It's Fulham 2, Derby 3. Can we cling on? 5 minutes of stoppage time added on. I've got to go time wasting. I've got to do it. We cannot afford to lose a goal here. We're going to be more disciplined. We're not going to overlap. Not at all. We're going to slow the pace down. Out of possession, the line of engagement will drop. And we just have to try and cling on. It doesn't matter how scrappy a performance this has been. If it stays a 3-2 victory, if we stay in 6th, it takes us to the final day in full control of our destiny. Fulham 2, Derby County 3. And after 4.5 years in Scotland, the move down south might have been timed just right. Derby County go into the final game of the championship season for one of the first times occupying that playoff place. And although there are still 4 or 5 teams that can catch us, as we go into the final game of the season, it is everything to play for and all in our hands. I'll see you in a moment. Well, it all comes down to this on the final day of the championship season. It is Derby County v Middlesbrough. Chris Hughton's side stuck in mid-table, they can't achieve anything. And we are one of 4 sides who can wrap up the final playoff place. Thankfully, our result against Fulham gets them out of it, as well as their West London rivals QPR. But Reading, Blackburn at Sheffield Wednesday, all in awful form, all got the chance to catch us still. Is it good being in 6th place? Yes, you're in control of your destiny, but the pressure could well show. Let's hope this isn't the final episode of the season. What we don't want is the days before where everyone's training hard, everyone's trying to get in a squad, is little injuries. Jacob Hall, just that after the last game. Jonathan Lecco, Darragh Lenihan in training, both did that. Jensen Weir in training, did that. CJ Egan-Riley, coming back from injury, got a 1 to 2 day knock in training. So we're potentially a little bit short over 90 minutes today. And I don't know which ones to start, which ones to sub, and which ones to leave out the squad entirely. We'll have to have a look at that in detail. But as it stands, a brilliant opportunity. If I show you very quickly the other team's form, Sheffield Wednesday have gone 7 championship games without a win. They were miles clear. And they've just thrown everything away. They were up in 4th or 5th, I think, if I remember. I'm sure they were above West Brom. And 7 games without victory because they played a lot of the top sides. They played Blackburn around them. They played West Brom. They played Millwall. And they played champions Watford. And as a result, they've had their poor run. Whereas we're just coming back into the more friendly fixtures. Blackburn had a slightly better run. They've jumped up the table. But still only one win in 5. Yes, they're unbeaten till the whole game last time out. But if you draw in every game, you give other teams a chance. So we're all doing our very best to throw it away. Reading are very much the outsiders. But let's be honest, they're the team in the best form. They're 2 months unbeaten, they've won 5 of their last 6, and they've sort of pulled their way into it by being good. A bit like we had until a month ago. So it's going to be a very tense final day. I can't see anyone winning convincingly, but what we've got to make sure is we're there at the end of the day. Of course, we've got to factor in as well Millwall. If we win and they lose, we finish above them, which guarantees us a playoff place. So let's go and have a look at how they're getting on. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat in the last 3. Almost impossible to predict. So if we get through the opposition instructions and to the team selection, let's see what we think it's best to do. Do I risk Dara Lenihan? I don't know. Surely he can get through 90 minutes here. His injury risk is very high. I think I have to take him out. I'm going to replace him with Christian Bielik, who's a good player, who's not really found form since his long-term injury. The midfield 3 as a result will have to stay the same. Jacob Hall can start on the right. Lenihan, we're going to leave him on the bench despite the knock. We're going to leave Lecco out because I think it's too much of a risk. And then it's just whether I bring in Samuels for Messina at fullback. But for me, Messina's been one of the most solid performers. He's one of the most experienced players. He's gone up before from the Championship. So actually, that enforced one is the only change I'm going to make. Bielik in for Lenihan at centre-half. That's because of the knock to the experienced, aggressive man. And as a result, we've got 10 of the same 11 that will hopefully get us over the line at home to Borough. They've got nothing to play for. Surely they come out today and they're already on holiday. They've got Ethan Leake up front, who caused us a bit of trouble in the reverse fixture. He was with us at Hibs and we barely played him because he was a striker who didn't have a finishing attribute. But he's probably proven us a bit wrong at Middlesbrough, where he's had a good spell. But for us, this is all about consistency. Pride Park is packed. We've got it back to a full house. And Middlesbrough have set up very defensively, very methodical indeed, as Clark gets the ball at the back early on to Bird, to Whittaker. Had a brilliant spell up till around the start of April, has just fallen off the cliff since. Though Knight slides in Morton, he's in one-on-one. He's not offside. I was sure he was off. He looked it, there's Middlesbrough players appealing, but Callum Morton gets the goal. We had a warning before the match that Jason Knight was 1 assist away from breaking the record in this save, 11th for the season in the Championship, and we lead 1-0. The perfect start with 10 gone, and the other sides are all drawing. Derby have got it in their hands and they're making the most of it. But we give the ball away in the middle. Sarpong plays a 1-2 with Saville. Out to the left-hand side. It's good football from Middlesbrough. Sessegnon overlaps on the left-hand side. Gets the chance to get to the byline. Cuts it back to the winger. Inside to George Saville. Chance to shoot here. Back to Hurst. Out wide to Leake. He's going to score, isn't he? We knew he was going to do it. Ethan Leake with the equaliser. It had to be him. Ethan Leake has been absolutely stunning for them. And considering how bad he was, both in training and in matches for us there, I mean, his finishing attribute hasn't even gone up. But he's scored 8 goals. He's got 3 assists from out wide. And he's turning into a Middlesbrough hero and a proper thorn in our side, as Pearson picks it up in an attacking position. Starts again with Clark on halfway. We've left a one-on-one at the back, which I'm not a big fan of. Whittaker cuts inside to Pearson. The referee in the way. Out to the left. It's intercepted. Messina can't get there. Wood's long ball forward is cleared by Clark. Wood, of course, a hero from our Cliftonville save last year, as Knight gets the ball up again to Bird. Chance to bring it forward down the left-hand side. He's got time on the ball. Back to Whittaker. He's not really trying to make those runs in behind Whittaker or take his man on. It's a bit weird as Hall goes for the shot. And Bradley makes a bit of a meal of it in truth. Palms it down, doesn't really get control of it, and his kick's poor as well. Finds Pearson. Whittaker intercepts, goes right to Matty Cash. Overlaps from wing-back, finds Hall. Into the box again, out to Cash. Chance to deliver, Whittaker's there! Oh, it's off the bar! It hit the bar, bounced down, hit the post, dropped along the line, and it's cleared out for a throw. Remarkable stuff. Derby dominance, but Ethan Leake has done it. Millwall are winning. That's even bigger trouble for us. And as it stands, we're still in 6th. Just. It's half time, and as it stands, it's so far okay. We're still in that 6th place. We've actually been a brilliant side in this game. We've played far better than we did in the Fulham match. But we've got nothing to show for it, and we need a big second half again. Almost the reverse of what's happened in the early fixtures at the club. We're coming on strong late in the games. As Berg gets it forward, Sarpong intercepts. What we don't want to do is throw it away, and Clark's got caught out of position at the back. What a time to do it. And it's a brilliant finish by the forward. Just dinks it over the keeper. And a complete reverse of Fulham. We've been brilliant. We've been dominant. And we've given away 2 stupid goals. Derby 1, Middlesbrough 2. We're still in 6th place as it stands. But now we're relying on Blackburn being held. We're relying on Sheffield Wednesday being held. And it's goal difference separating us. Then we've nicked it on the right with Jacob Hall again. Chance to come forward down the right-hand side. Back to Cash. He's got time on the ball. Beats his winger. Doesn't really look like he wants to defend there. Cash cuts inside. Crosses blocked. The second one into Leak. He misses it. Oh, Whittaker, you can't miss those. He's put it wide on his weak foot. But it was a clear-cut chance. He had to score. As Hall's got it on the right again. He looks knackered, but he's running on the line well. He goes back to Cash. Chance to cross it in, but cuts back to Knight. Into Max Bird. Back to the holding role for Pearson. Time on the ball again, gets it left to Messina. Overlapping from left back to Whittaker. And again, trying to cut inside, not taking it down the line. Whittaker instead finds Messina on the left. Bird cuts it back into midfield. Through ball to Morton, brilliant pass. And a shot straight at the keeper. Quick release from Middlesbrough. They're quick in possession and distribution. And they've only had 2 shots on target in this game. And somehow they lead. But we're still in 6th. Birmingham can't get the win. Jacob Hall is absolutely shattered. I'm going to bring on Arvin Appiah. We need a game changer. We need some magic. Max Bird the same in the middle now. Who do we bring on for him? We haven't really got any natural centre midfielders. I can only push Pearson up. I can push Bielik up. And I can put Lenihan in at centre half. It's a risk with the injury. But I feel like we have to do it. 17 minutes to go. 2-1 to Middlesbrough. But as it stands, it's still enough. We've got 10 left on the clock. Whittaker is now shattered. He's going to be replaced by Archie Brown, not Medina, who's been poor in recent weeks. It's going to be Archie Brown, the familiar, the player who's played a lot of games. Defensively more sound if we need to cling on as well. And here he is on the left. Combined with Messina, it's back to Bielik. And now Pearson. An equaliser would really settle the nerves a little. Just get us back on the front foot. Appiah gets it from Cash on the right. To Jason Knight. To Pearson. Looks a bit more structured. The through ball's intercepted. It's cleared as far as Lenihan, who's got that knock still. Up to Bielik and right to Cash. Appiah's with him. Plays it to him down the line. Appiah's cross is blocked again. We cannot get the breakthrough. 2 banks of 4 with an anchor man between. And Middlesbrough looks so comfortable defending. It's back into Sarpong. The left back's gone flying up the pitch. Oh, what a gift! What a gift! The holding midfielder tries to play the back pass blind. Doesn't notice Callum Morton standing there. And he mops it up and smashes it into the roof of the net. And with 3 minutes to go, it's Derby 2, Middlesbrough 2. In truth, it doesn't really change anything. If Blackburn had scored, we would still be in trouble. But Reading look like they've done us a massive favour. They can't catch us if we get a draw. And they're winning away at Blackburn Rovers. An 87th minute goal will bring up the fixtures instead of the Middlesbrough formation. But as it stands, the only teams who can catch us are Blackburn if they turn it around in the last 3 minutes against Reading. Also Sheffield Wednesday, but they're 4-1 down against QPR, so we don't have to worry about that. And Reading if we lose and they score 4 more in terms of the goal difference. So it looks like it's job done. 4 minutes of stoppage time just to get through, just for the confirmation that Derby County on the final day at Pride Park have stolen 6th place and we will be coming back for a playoff semi-final next time out. Albeit we're heavy underdogs in them. Albeit we're not going to get promoted. But from taking over in 20th place in November, Derby County have finished 6th. And our fairy tale start to the head coach continues. We've worked our way through the league to 71 points. And we will be facing Crystal Palace, the side on 90, the side that nearly made it up in the semi-finals in the next episode. And a bonus at the end of our first season in England. There's the confirmation then. A 1 week break for the squad before they play a 2-legged playoff against Crystal Palace. So 5 days apart, that will be our next episode. Not what we expected when we started the season at Hibernian. And in a double whammy on the final day of the championship season, we also saw Luton stay up at the expense of Stoke City. But if you did enjoy that tense, dramatic end to the championship season, it always is in England's second tier. Please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. Bangor City to come tomorrow, a big transfer special in that one. And then we will be back in 2 days' time for that playoff semi-final. What an occasion, what a moment. And I'll see you next time for the championship playoff semi-final. Derby County v Crystal Palace and 2 games from a Wembley final. I'll see you there.